are in the vegetable area, and it's the 24th of July. These are some French beans, and I've mentioned before the benefits of successional planting. We've got some beans here ready to pick, as you can see. We've been eating French beans for a while. Here are some that have come on a bit further, and we've been eating these. Still flowering a bit as well. These are lovely, these French beans, really good. They're an excellent thing to grow. We've finished eating our early potatoes. The mainstream potatoes are still around. Here are some French beans which have just recently been sown. So we'll be eating these when those are long gone. Will we put something in after those French beans are finished? Maybe late carrots? Or leave the ground?
This area, which is principally potatoes,
yeah,
and some salad crops, which was heavily manured this year,
yeah,
will be for the onions, garlic, leeks next year.
Right.
So what will go in this area will be, first of all, garlic and overwintering onions, which are going in October, and then the shallots and spring sown onions and leeks.
Very important principle of crop rotation. One of the reasons we get a lot of pest
Can I just point out what I'm doing with the ground? As I'm clearing crops, I've cleared this area of new potatoes, and I've mulched it with newspaper and hair and bits of compost.
Is that the hair your mother brings from the barbers?
That's from, yes, sweepings from the hairdressers.
It's supposed to repel animals.
This helps to keep whatever moisture is in the ground, and it helps to suppress weed growth, so the soil will be in good condition when we want to resow. But there's no point sowing anything else now.
You reckon?
Not really the right time of year. If it was cooler and moister, we could sow lettuce and radish and more beetroots and different salad crops, quick crops, but there just isn't the water. What water we have got, we need to keep going the things that we've already got.
So we don't have water out here, do we? We have to bring it.
I mean, we could even be putting in some we could put in the Sutton broad beans, dwarf broad beans could go in now. You could probably put in some more French beans, but it's just so dry, I'm not going to sow anything else now.
We've got some pumpkins here.
Yep, that's Crown Prince coming
Crown Prince. In England, we have a tendency to grow these huge, great big pumpkins, see how big we can get them to grow. And tend to use them exhibitions or cut holes in them for Halloween or whatever, and then throw them away because they're no good to eat. But there are some very, very good quality pumpkins, Crown Prince being one of them. And these are very, very good. They'll store through the winter. They're really worth eating.
And
very tasty.
Hot weather. And if you remember this section, we'd mulched with cardboard and paper before from the end of the winter, so that it kept the winter moisture in. I just cut a hole in it, put a bucket of manure in, planted each plant in that, watered it a couple of times, and now they're looking after themselves.
Wow, yeah, there's some good ones coming.
Mulch.
So these are really nice, these are really enjoyable things to grow, aren't they? I remember hearing somebody on one of the gardening programmes say they were great things for children to grow. Oh well, that's good. Here's the Espalier pears coming on. These are planted here quite deliberately as a visual barrier. Oh yeah, I must just finish by showing there's a run of grapes I planted. A lot of people do grow grapes for wine in Hampshire. Nearby is Wickham Vineyard, only a short distance from here. I don't particularly enjoy English wine. I think we're much better at making cider than wine, but I have planted a few grapes. Now these were neglected. I didn't stake them, wire them. They got left. They rambled. Weeds grew in and all over them, and they made a real mess. But last year we did a bit of digging. We cleared them out, put up some posts and some wire, and tied them in, and they're growing away in a disciplined way, civilised way. Don't ask me which varieties these were, because yet again, you know, I was a bit untidy, and I know which varieties I bought. I bought Sauveur Blanc, Chardonnay, which was a bad idea. Chardonnay won't grow well in this country. A Russian grape variety called Gagarin Blue, and a few others. And they all got jumbled up and the labels got lost, so I'm not sure which is which. But anyway, so I planted a row of vines here, and these are growing away nicely, and next year there may be a bit of fruit on them. Just want to show you one more thing, and that's this cherry tree. I planted this dwarf cherry tree. I think the variety is Gisela. No, it's a cherry variety Maynard, and this is a rootstock which is supposed to give you a very, very small. Anyway, this hasn't grown a bit, but at least it has survived. Well, one final thing, these are some leeks which we allowed to go to seed, and there's a wasp feeding in them. It's a little unusual. I hope we don't get too many wasps around this today. They can do a lot of good in terms of eating pests, but they can also be quite troublesome at times when they start to eat the fruit late in the year. But we do like to encourage a bit of biodiversity. Anyway, these are leeks. Oh, there's a humblebee. These are leeks which have been allowed to go to seed just because we find them very attractive, and for no other reason than that, really. And here are some poppies which have gone to seed, and or going to seed. One off. And yeah, when I say going to seed, that's what I mean. You can get a very substantial amount of poppy seed, and it's quite tasty. Not intoxicating at all. Yeah. These can be dried, and they're very nice in flower arrangements, dried flower arrangements. But pick them at the right time, turn them upside down over a pot, and you can get a very considerable amount of poppy seed out there. If you bake bread, it's very nice to chuck some poppy seed over the bread before you put it in the oven. Very nice.